ridiculous.
You're right. Let's just go balls to the wall and go to Florida.
Yes.
No mouths.
Yeah, let's go live in the swamp. It sucks. I would not. I think I'd be down to go visit Florida, but as far as to live there, there's no way.
Dude,
Not
the
a chance in
alligator.
hell.
Yeah, the pythons.
So I was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nuts.
I don't know about that.
So my laptop charger, I got my laptop from Costco, and it just went to crap. Like, so I had to call the Costco line to be like, hey, it hasn't been 2 years yet. My laptop's crap. Can I get it repaired? And I was on the phone for almost 2 hours. And this guy who I'm on the phone with was like, yeah, I live in Florida, blah, blah, blah. And he started telling me stories about gators and pythons and how one time a gator and a python went like head to head. I think it was a python. I don't think it was an anaconda, but it might have been. It was just a big snake.
It
They were-
probably was. I think pythons are like running pretty loose.
Pythons,
Are they
boas,
big, big, though?
anacondas.
Yeah, I think
Pythons can get
pretty
big.
long,
They can get
yeah.
big. They're not as big as an anaconda. They get pretty big though.
Okay. Well, the python decided to eat the alligator whole.
Oh yeah.
And he told me that the alligator just went like
Death rolled in it?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's
and then-
awesome.
alligator survived.
Oh my god,
Python did not.
That's cool.
dude! Alligators are like those things are dinosaurs.
Honestly, the only thing like
those things are dinosaurs.
the biggest thing about alligators for me is they hiss.
They hiss?
Oh, I didn't know
Alligators hiss.
I'm not surprised.
Dude, it's like I don't like it. Like it's like they look scary and everything, but like they're freakishly fast. Like you think you can get away
that. Oh,
from
they
them?
can get moving
Dude, they
on land.
move. I'm like
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
when I found out like how I forget how fast they can run, but they can run fast. Like you'd be lucky to outrun a gator first of all. And then
I see. This is
and
what
then,
we need.
And then second of all, gators hiss. And
I think it's like
that's-
15 miles per
that's-
hour. That's my guess.
I feel
15
like
to
I feel like
25.
it's somewhere in 15.
25
20.
would be. It's 20. Damn. Could you imagine that though? Just this 300-pound gator
Or
just.
more, yeah. Just no. And it's hissing at you as it's doing it.
Oh
No,
my
no.
god! I did not know they hissed.
Oh, they hiss, and it's like they just open their mouth, and it's just like I don't know, because like snakes hiss too, but like it's not like that.
Yeah,
There's-
snake hissing, like you learn that from a young age. You're like, snakes go.
yeah,
And then you just
don't learn
back
that about
away.
alligators.
yeah.
Nobody's
I was-
saying that.
They hiss, and I was like,
The only,
yeah.
the only thing I remember about alligators is like greater than, less than.
Oh yeah.
The alligator starts
Wow.
with
That's the
an
math major
A.
coming out right there.
No, yeah, like Florida's just a big no because of like
Oh, it's scary.
It's like the
Australia.
Everglades, right? That's like
Yeah.
where everything's just.
well, it's just
blowing up.
because people will go out and buy like the reason there's so many pythons in Florida is because like people go out and buy them in pet stores. And then they get too big to take care of. Like they don't know how to take care of it, and so they release it, and then like now they're starting to breed in the wild. So they're just
We're
getting
gonna have to just cut Florida off.
crazy.
It's
and just-
Australia.
like
Yeah.
there's a show. I don't think it's on anymore. It was on Discovery Channel. I used to watch it when I lived at home. It was called Swamp People. No, not. It was
Oh, yeah.
Shoot 'em! Shoot
Swamp
'em!
Wars. It was called Swamp Wars. That's what it was.
Where they're hunting
Wars?
gators.
Swamp Wars. And it's just like it's they're in Florida and it's like a fire department team, but they're
Oh,
also
no, I'm
trained
thinking
to
something
handle.
different.
They're also trained to handle like
They wrestle.
animal like animal control type deal, and
That's
they
cool.
deal with like snakes, like poisonous or whatever.
What
like,
do they do with them?
They were like taking like certain certain breeders that'll take care of them, or they'll like if it's like a snake that was it's always been there, or like a gator that just kind of got away from its swamp and just kind of wandered like your driveway, they'll just take it back to the swamp, but there's plenty of snakes they find that aren't supposed to be there, and they have to go get rid of them some way. Like they don't kill
Feed
them.
them to the
Bye.
locals.
They don't really kill them, but like, you guys ever heard of a tegu?
Mm.
Tegu's like this crazy ass lizard that's like, I think they can probably get to like 7 feet long from like head to tail, but they're just gnarly. They look kind of like,
No, thank you.
honestly, I don't really know what you'd really compare it to, but they're nasty. They're crazy fast and like, yeah, they're gnarly. Look, little like they're a huge lizard.
When they said dinosaurs went extinct, they lied.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fry
Straight
lizards
up.
We
and
just don't have the big
crocodiles
ones
and
anymore.
alligators.
No, and alligators are just chill enough where we kind of they're just there. Like nobody's out here trying to take them out.
They're chill enough.
They're just chill enough. Well, imagine if they were just jacking kids
See,
like 3 days a week. And it's just in the local news. Oh,
no.
they got another one. Like people would be out there just wiping them out.
Yeah,
But they're just there.
I'd like to try alligator. I know some people like kill them to eat them, and like I'd be down to try.
There's
alligator.
a season for it down in the south. They go hunt
like
them.
Louisiana and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I would definitely try an alligator. That'd be awesome.
my dad tried it before. He said it tastes like chicken. Yeah. Just like everything tastes like chicken.
I would try it though. Like that sounds pretty. I would.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Would you try python?
Yeah, I'd eat a snake.
Fire roasted.
What's crazy is that like you see people like children in like India and like stuff like that, like they'll pull like snakes out of the ground to catch them and like eat them. I'm like,
oh no,
that's crazy. Like they're like the snake that could just like but they're like born into it. They're used to them. Like they know they're not gonna like if they bite, they're not gonna kill them. It's just like you can't just let it like squeeze you because like these snakes could. Some of them could definitely kill a small child for sure, but like these kids don't care. Like it's crazy. Like as like you see kids in other countries like walk up to a snake and just grab it, and then you see full grown adults here who just are afraid of like a garter snake that's not going to do absolutely anything to you. It's crazy how like different we are compared to other places. It's nuts.
I'm not a snake guy.
I'm not really
like,
either. Like I've held a snake and I will, but I kind of have to work myself up to it. Like I don't like it striking at me. I don't like it. I've never even seen like a rattlesnake in person, but that seems like it'd be just terrifying. Because like Braden's told me horror stories of seeing rattlesnakes in the like out and like in their territory, and that's like nuts.
Phoebe, you got a story?
It just came to mind because rattlesnakes. I'm not a snake person. Never happened. Never will be. But I went to Yellowstone this summer, and there's these bugs that I didn't know existed that to like scare things away, they rattle like a rattlesnake. And so
is it a beetle?
I think so.
Okay, I think I've heard of that.
I didn't see it. Braylon saw it, and she goes, "Phoebe, that's it." And I was like, "Okay, I believe you," and like walked away. Dude, scariest thing, because all you hear is just like the rattle, and then you just look around, and it sounds like it's right next to you, but you can't see a thing.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, no thanks.
That's scary. Well, Braden said like in Wyoming, like he was looking for his cat, and then they were like in tall like dry grass that was like knee high or whatever, and it just like he said there was 3 of them. You could barely see. There's 3 of them in front of him and his girlfriend, like when they're looking for their cat, and it's just like. I mean, they rattled.
You want the cat? Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, they rattled, and like he just kind of backed away, and like he was cool, but like he told me another story like at the river, and he was like kicking rocks over. He kicked a rock, and it was right under the rock. I'm like, that's within inches of you. Like that's with like definitely closer than a foot. If you're able to kick a rock and like, yeah, that's gonna be right there in front of you, and I'm just like, nah, not about that.
Well, even people that like have snakes, some of them get jacked. Like there was a story of one lady who's like slept with her snake, and like it started like it was getting bigger obviously as it grew, and then it like started sizing her up and tried to eat her.
Yeah, it was starving. Like she was like it wasn't eating.
Oh, I don't know. Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the snake wouldn't eat, and she was like, "What's wrong with it?" And then like, yeah,
oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
I'm like, that's not. That's
not a pet.
There's no way in hell
That's like
Don't
yeah.
do
If you have a
that.
snake big enough to like eat you, like.
Well, even imagine if you had like like a 5-foot one, right? And it couldn't eat you, but what if it just I don't know tries to strangle you at night?
My
and
older
who's sleeping with their snakes?
Yeah, that's
crazy
stupid.
people.
Yeah,
my older brother has a python. He's got 2 snakes now. He just got one like last month, but he has one, and he's had forever. And I remember
Sleeps with it.
no, like
Okay.
it's
a little tutu on it.
No, it's like in a tank and everything with like its heater, and like I watched her bite him once. Like that was the only time I guess she's ever bit him. But like he was like showing us, which I know I'm by no means an expert, but like I know enough that when a snake is shedding, you don't mess with it. Or like after you,
I didn't
know that.
I just don't mess with
yeah,
them.
yeah,
It's just
like when a snake is shedding, you don't mess with it. It's pissed, it's agitated, just don't mess with
Oh
it.
yeah,
But-
because that's probably like
or
not
like
very comfortable.
or like also like when like before and after you feed them, like if you feed like a snake like a pretty decent sized rat, you don't want to mess with it after it has eaten it because it will regurgitate it and it will go after you. They'll puke up their food if they see something else that's starting to attack them. If it's fresh
I
enough.
don't like that.
yeah.
And
Why would you want that as a pet?
And,
Yeah, right.
But like my brother was holding it and showing her to us, and then like my girlfriend doesn't like snakes, and she was right there because he was like trying to get the snake up to her, and she was doing pretty good, and then like the snake, like she was shedding and just fucking latched onto his wrist and bit. You can see the blood like going down.
Oh,
he's
she's
like
gonna have nightmares.
He's
from
just
that.
like, yeah, she bit me, and he's like, you guys should probably leave. And then like,
just monotone like that. Yeah, this
Yeah,
probably isn't the best time
yeah,
for this.
yeah, it was he was completely calm. He was just like, yeah, she just bit me. You guys should probably leave.
What kind of a snake was it?
It's a
Black diamond rattlesnake.
no, it's a boa. But I think it's a pretty common one. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody has it.
That.
Honestly, I think it's like a ball python. I think it's what she is.
Does he still have it after that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why get rid of it?
It's not like a dog.
Yeah.
But there's another dude that I watch sometimes on YouTube, and cause I really enjoy like watching other people handle snakes. But there's a guy I watch. I think he's in Florida, and he's like he handles snakes or whatever, and that's like what he does. But he has like he'll sit there and he'll be like, "Oh, look how beautiful this snake is," and it's like the deadliest rattlesnake he's got, the biggest
Steve
one,
Irwin.
or like
Yeah.
black mambas, or like like just and stuff like that. I'm like, that is nuts. Like you got to be a little bit out of your mind to deal with
Oh yeah.
animals like
yeah.
that. That's crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Or you gotta be on something.
On that show Swamp Wars I talked about earlier, they got a call of like some dude that got bit by a poison, or somebody got bit by a poisonous snake. Got a call on it. They went and they didn't know how to treat the bite because it was such a rare snake. It was like from somewhere else, but like there was a local person in the area that was qualified for anti-venom and stuff. They called the phone, and it was the dude's pocket started ringing. He was the anti-venom dude. He was the guy that got bit. He was his own expert.
Oh my god.
Like I was like, that sucks, dude.
Don't get me wrong. That's really cool to think about until you're in that situation.
Yeah, like there's no way I'd ever like I have a friend of mine
The venom guy.
that said that he has a buddy that like he has a pet rattlesnake. I'm like, that's stupid. Your buddy's stupid. Like there's no way. I understand like somewhat extently handling them. Like if they're like if you're trying to shoo it away or get off your property because your kids are around or whatever, like somewhat handling them safely to try and get them to go away. But as far as like taking one in your house on purpose, you're stupid.
Yeah, why?
Like that's just ridiculous. And I don't know. Like the only like rattlesnakes I've seen in person, I remember like as a kid at the fair, they had like some baby ones in like a cage like this big. They had like 2 or 3 in there, and they were
Part of the petting zoo.
really cool. Yeah, they were really cool to look at. But it's just like as a kid, I was like, dude, if that, because it was tiny cage, you know, I was like, if that, and it was up high. Like I remember like it being like eye level, and I was probably like 6 or 7. But it's like it's enough. I feel like that's enough. Like if someone bumped it and it fell, it would break. And
Someone's
I'm like,
gonna Harry Potter it, and the glass is gonna
And, like,
disappear.
like you guys said that you didn't really know too much about snakes. Well, baby rattlesnakes, like they
I feel like Dustin's like easing into the guy that has like 12 snakes.
nah.
So actually, at my house, I have 2 rattlesnakes, 3 boas, a couple pythons.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna bring one today, but I wasn't sure if you guys would be cool with it.
Like a baby rattlesnake
time.
doesn't know how to control their venom, so like they're more
Oh,
dangerous.
I have heard that. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
They're more
That's with like
dangerous than,
baby
like, a full
everything, right? Like scorpions and stuff. too.
Probably.
Baby
I would assume
sharks.
so.
Just keep biting.
But yeah, I was just like, no, that's crazy. That's stupid.